Would you make that trade? Would you bring Brock Boeser to the city of Pittsburgh?
So in my fantasy land brain, I think I would because as always, I want the Penguins involved in the big name deals, and that's the other thing of this. Brock Besser's emerging as the big trade chip right now. The
Mm,
Patrick Kane thing kind of came and went. We don't really know what's going on there. If he's still on the block, he's obviously the big trade of the year. But we don't know what's going on there. As of right now, it seems like Brock Besser is emerging as the top uh, trade prospect, the top
mm,
person that's going to get traded this year.
yeah.
Um, so obviously the Penguins being involved in that, I mean, screw it. Win now, worry about the future later. Is going to be the mindset for the next 6 years again. So why not? It would be my mindset of it. Why not? Because again, Fantasyland brain.
Mm,
Bring in all your good players for all of our bad players. Love it. But so I think, yeah, I would. In reality, there's got to be some steps that get taken first. There's got to be pieces held, money held, things got to move. And you also don't want to break up that top six.
mhm,
Likely, that's who gets shipped out, though, just to
mhm,
make the cap work. So, Fantasyland brand, yeah, I do it. In reality, yeah, give it a shot if you
mhm.
can. So I'm with it.
See, and I think I've said this before. This fan base was ruined by Ray Shero than Jim Rutherford because they went out and got that big name.
Yeah,
Phil Kessel, Jerome McGinley, go
Marion
back to
Hossa.
Marion Hossa. They went out and got that big name. Ron Hextall has not done that. Think about what he's done at the last two trade deadlines, which is reward a team that's playing well with an extra piece. Jeff Carter was the first one. Nobody expected that.
No.
And the second one was Ricard Raquel, which had been in the news a little bit more 2 years prior.
Yes.
Wasn't really in the news as being linked to anybody on the move by any. And Hextall made that deal. And I'll talk about that on Penguins to Go this week. But in a vacuum, this Besser deal works out for the Penguins. The Penguins don't play in a vacuum. The NHL is not NHL 23. Not in reality should this deal be made. I mean, for one, if that deal is made, it signals the end for Jason Zucker in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It does. Whether he's in that deal or not, he's on the last year of a $5+ million contract, and the Penguins would then, with Besser included, have 7 forwards making over $5 million. Not to mention that they also have 2 defensemen and a goaltender who is probably going to make more than 5 starting next season. So that would signal at least the end for Jason Zucker, maybe somebody else. And when you look at the team the way they're playing right now, 10 wins in their past 12, 12 wins in their past 14, whatever it is, why are you bringing in somebody else's trash at that point? Like, I know Brock Boeser has the potential to become a treasure, but right now he's Vancouver's trash. That's what we're talking about. And that's why everybody's saying, oh, just maybe both players need a new environment. Maybe that's Boeser and Kapanen. Maybe that's Boeser and Dumoulin. That's not how the NHL works. And if it does, I will be entirely shocked, and you can old takes expose me to the moon and back. But I don't think Brock Boeser is right for the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. I also think if you do that move, it's going to cost you one of your young defensemen. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are already at a lack for young talent, especially on the blue line. Owen Pickering is not coming around the corner anytime soon. So P.O. Joseph, who has been a revelation this season for the NHL squad, and Ty Smith, who the Penguins are expecting to be very, very good for this team in the future, a 22-year-old, it's going to cost you one of those guys, I would have to imagine, because I doubt they're going to say, yeah, we'll take Brian Dumoulin. And that's even if he waives his no trade clause for them, because he has to submit a no trade list. And you have to imagine that he's going to look at Vancouver and say, that's clearly a destination that's going to want me. And if he doesn't want to go there, that's clearly going to be a name on his list. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised in the least if that is on Brian Dumoulin's no trade list. And the same goes for guys like McGinn and Kapanen. Higher cap hits, not really getting to that level when it comes to their play, even though McGinn is 8 goals on the season. You're not going to be able to offload that in those deals. It's just not how it's going to work. So you're going to have to give up a young defenseman. Does Boeser even fit with the Pittsburgh Penguins? Do you really want to make all these moves for a $6 million third line player? I say no.